Thanks, Sanjay. Thanks, Nina. Thank you, Ridhima, and the entire team at Dialogues for having us over again. Every time, I come here, it's always a time to reflect on the kind of work that we do because there's always a topic. And, so we have to dig back into all our projects and see what matches that topic. Not always do we design basis that particular topic, but it gives us time to reflect and see what did we do with regards to that topic. And in this particular case, when we said revolutionize, so we said in all our busy schedules, trying to meet deadlines and do all the projects that we do, and we do large-scale projects, so there's very little time to really reflect and go back and think, what the hell are we doing? But this is something that we did pre-pandemic as a conscious decision. But I'll take you through some of the work that we are doing and are currently have completed. A large portion of the work that we do is commercial architecture. So I'll take you through some of these and then let you know how we have come back to say that we're revolutionizing the way we do work. So these are some campuses for large multinational clients of ours. The areas, don't go by the areas, just go pay attention on the number of people that occupy the space. So this is something which is about a 4 million square feet campus for Capgemini, which accommodates close to about 36,000 people. Point being is that when we're dealing with buildings and structures, at the end of the day, and everyone here has said, it has to be human-centric. And how are we making spaces more human-centric? People spend a good portion of their lives in these campuses. So it's all about, of course, as architects, sustainability, but most importantly is how do you get people to become more productive? And there comes the aspect of human-centric and wellness and so on and so forth. When we do projects of this size and scale, it's important to really understand sustainability. We do these large, massive developments. We obviously have materiality that we use for sustainability, but how do we, curtail all of this? The demand for real estate, commercial real estate, is only increasing in our country, and I've got a few slides on that as to where the country is headed in terms of built spaces. You'll be really amazed to see the numbers. They're like mind-boggling numbers, which is a good thing for all of us as architects. But as responsible architects, what can we do to curtail all of that? This is another research and development center for an airline company. Another mixed-use development which will accommodate close to 60,000 people. Another one that will house 85,000 people. And this is a campus that we completed for Google in Bangalore. Very interesting here is we use sage glass. The glass is very dynamic, and I won't take you through that because it's a whole chapter on its own. So as when in campuses, it's all about the architecture and the experience that one goes through as an employee, right from the outside, transitioning into the internal spaces and then into your workspaces, right down to the desks. And then, of course, comes the floor plate on how people occupy these. And in all of these larger offices, larger spaces, in today's day and age, most of the tech companies have shifted to a free address system. Now, free address means you don't have a desk of your own. You can choose where you want to sit. It's based on an app. You can select on a particular day or a particular month where you would like to be accommodated, closer to your friends, closer to the group of people that you're working with, or probably even away from your boss. But so with that, nobody owns a desk. There's no individual who has his or her own desk, which allows for a lot of flexibility. And the way the entire landscape of the floor plate of the office has really evolved and changed completely. So a lot of different typologies of spaces have started getting created, where we have active workspace areas, social areas, collaborative areas. So you'll see the whole setting from back in the day where there used to be rows and rows of workstations. Now you see a lot of more interactive space, different types of work areas are getting created. Even meeting rooms for that matter, they're all different. So not all meetings necessarily have to be held in enclosed areas. So a lot of newer types of meeting spaces have started getting created. So some of these are focused booths, the ones in the red, where an individual can go there and have a focused workspace, different settings. So here's a whole kit of parts that we use in office layout. So you'll see, if for a commune area, which is your individual workspaces, there are different types of workspaces. Focused area, which become like smaller pods, and then refresh areas, social areas, areas where you could create, and then a meeting area, which are the meeting room, meeting spaces. So these are some of the projects that we've completed. It's all about the experience that employees go through. So no longer are reception areas like full of sofas and waiting areas. So it becomes like and if I go back, that's the entrance of a large multinational firm's office. It's more about sculpture, art, more like a museum, coming into lounge spaces, getting into collaborative areas, and then into the workspace. So, they're no longer rows and rows of workstations, meeting areas, and again, indoor, also open meeting spaces that get created. Here you see a desk with a meeting space as those pods there. Small little corners that become collaborative areas. A small little dead space that become a utilizable space. There you see a cafeteria space, which is more like a work cafe. Again, different settings that you see within the office space. But when we do all of this and we realize that it's fine, we're creating all of these different types of spaces, but we realize that, and as a global standard, no more than 70% of the workforce is within the office space. So it's actually criminal that we build so much, because 30% of the real estate is not used. So imagine the cost of building the structure, air conditioning, electrical, fit outs, that's capex. Also the operational costs. 30% of the space is vacant, air conditioners are going on, lights are on, everything is on. So there's a huge wastage. And when we talk about sustainability, who's looking at all of this? So we developed our own proprietary software and hardware to start mapping all of this. And we've got technology that, it's of course sensors that we use to map the efficiency of real estate. So I can, at any given point of time, tell you how many people are in your building, where are they, what are they doing? I mean, not what are they doing, but how many spaces, how many spaces are vacant? Because all of these firms, they get a new project and they'll say, we need to employ 300 people. So therefore, we need 30,000 square feet. Let's take a space on rent. But what if I could tell you that you have space for 300 people within your own office space, and you don't need to rent it out, you don't need to fit it out, you're spending the same kind of money. This is a project, this is the Google project that we did.
This is Google's brand new campus here in Bengaluru, and it is one of its largest globally. Now this campus is called Ananta, which in Sanskrit means endless or limitless. It is spread over 1.6 million square feet of space in the east of Bengaluru, and it can accommodate up to 5,000 Googlers. So let's go inside and take a look.
It's more than 5,000 Googlers. It's close to 16,000. She was lying.
This 12-story marvel isn't just big, it's smart. Ananta features one of India's largest installations of electrochromic glass, which is essentially an intelligent, self-tinting surface that adapts to sunlight to reduce glare while keeping the campus energy efficient. And speaking of sustainability, the campus recycles 100% of its wastewater and harvests hundreds of liters of rainwater on site. Located in Mahadevpura in East Bengaluru, this campus marks a major milestone in Google's commitment to India. With billions invested in bridging digital gaps, this office is going to house teams working on some of Google's most important products, from Android, Search, Google Pay, Cloud, Maps, Google DeepMind, and more. Now inside the Ananta campus of Google is designed like a city inside a building, where each work floor is structured in a grid with pathways that lead to team neighborhoods. And at the center of it all is this massive amphitheater where I'm currently at, which is called Sabha, and here's where Googlers can meet to discuss ideas, share thoughts, all of it under a ceiling of thousands of smart lights. But Ananta isn't just about work, it's about well-being too. Need a reset? Step into Aranya, a lush green indoor forest, which is an ode to Bengaluru's Garden City heritage. Or hit the state-of-the-art gym, which is designed to keep Googlers energized between meetings. And of course, food is serious business here. Ananta's cafes serve up everything from global flavors to Indian favorites, with micro kitchens and coffee bars on every floor. With over 1 billion users, India is one of the largest markets for Google when it comes to the user base for its products, and also a key testing ground for its AI ambitions. And the company says this Google Ananta campus is part of that very push to drive innovations and solutions from India for the world.
But here are the challenges on the existing real estate ecosystem. So energy mapping, the carbon footprint that we're creating, water, waste management, occupancy-based resource allocation, renewable energy, sustainability, mobility. So all of these are challenges, which led us to creating the software and hardware to start mapping all of this. And we realized, and we've done, and I'm not going to get into this because this is, so we have right from smart parking to smart access, smart security, space, facility management, visitor experience. So these are all experiential values, energy and sustainability. So this is one of the dashboards that I would get from a projects that we've installed. This is for SAP. The entire India real estate footprint of SAP is driven by what we call as grid sense. So I can give you at any given point of time live dashboards to say what is the space utilization, what is the energy that is being consumed, where is it that space is available, and you don't need to deploy air conditioning or electrical power. So if you read the bottom line, every dollar invested in smart building technology, you get a payback of about $4 over 5 years, which is great. And not just that, you're saving on natural resources that, we're all talking about sustainability and all of that. So the reflection that we had, and thanks Sanjay for that, the revolution has already begun from our side. We've already started doing that in a great way. So this campus will be 30% lesser in footprint. Now, if you look at statistics of what real estate we're going to be building, there are 1,700 GCCs, the Global Capability Centers of multinational firms that accommodate thousands of people in each of these campuses. So if you look at the statistics, there's going to be from 77 million square feet to 81 million square feet to 1.7 billion square feet by 2030, which is a huge, huge number for just, and this is just office leasing, only offices. If I can contribute to say, I reduce this by 30%, let's say not even 30%, even 20%, if I can reduce, it's a huge amount of space. Of course, some architects may not like it because there'll be lesser work, but as a responsible architect, I would say this is the way to go and this is where we're headed and this is what we are doing. So like all your computers and laptops all had Intel inside, we'd like to say all buildings now should have grid sets inside. Thank you. And next steps from commercial real estate, we're going to take that to education spaces, healthcare, and hospitality. But for now, we're focusing only on commercial spaces.